Yeah, this afternoon we were hooking a couple of horses, and I got a new lead horse on the right lead that's actually only been, that was his 5th time going out today. I picked him up from a friend of mine, Louis Stanley's, and you know, the little horse, he's really nice and he's just smart. He acts just like he's been here for a lot of years. So I didn't have another left leader to go, so my brother ended up loaning me one of his new ones, and we went out there and I took old Baker's Boy, I guess he's 11, and then another new horse I just picked up from Louis, Zooks. And you know, the wheel team was broke. They've been in races, they've been around the racetrack, but the new horses on the lead, they were obviously fresh. So just trying to get them going. You know, you got to practice them quite a bit, and hopefully one day they end up being on your good outfit. Yeah, so you know, like with them new horses on there, it's such a finicky thing because you want them horses to go straight, you want them to turn nice, you don't want to jam them up with the wheelers, and of course with this old wheel team I had on, they're pretty jammy. So them new horses, you got to get them out in front, and with a wheel team like that, if you mess up even a little bit, you're going to jam them in the ribs and they might not turn the way you want them to, right? So you got to give them a fair shot. And then of course today, you know, me and Kurt, we were talking about it after, and I just kind of brought them a little too far to the left. So I put them behind right at the start, and then I milked them a little bit, turning right rather than just bringing them. So I mean, you know, that's on me, but at the end of the day, you know, they work good, and that's all the guy can ask for. So I had Baker's Boy on left wheel. Most people know him. He's always been my brother's horse. Dad bought him down in California. He's won obviously world titles in Calgary's, and hopefully he didn't get demoted coming to me. But the other horse I got from Louis Stanley, the right wheeler Zooks, he's a heck of a nice horse, so he's going to be a good addition to my group. And then the left leader was my brother's, and I honestly cannot remember his name because Kurt usually gets 13, 14 from new ones. And he's a heck of a nice horse too. But American is the little horse I drove in the right lead, and I got really high hopes for him. I got him from Louis Stanley. Like I said, he's honestly, I hooked him in a 2-up. He went right to a 4-up and left lead. I figured he was a righty. Drove him 3 times, and today, 3 times on right lead is all he's ever been. So today was his 4th 4-up. And you know, the little horse, he just, even around here, he mulls around and he acts just like he's been here for 100 years. Like with these new horses, us especially, we like to give them a fair shot. So obviously the old boys, when that horn goes, they know it's time to go forward and let's get at her. But these new horses, they don't. So I mean, you don't want to jam them up. And today out there, then that lead team was both green horses. So it's easier just to let them roll through, hear a horn, kind of get them charging, you know. And once you feel they're ready, then you can stop and start. Because it's not really fair to a horse. It's kind of like sticking a guy who just got skates and sticking him in with an NHL player. It's not fair to them, right? So we do the same with them horses, and once we feel they're ready, then they'll definitely stop and start. Baker's Boy is a horse that Dad bought down in California. Him and a sponsor of mine back in the day, Ted Grayling, had him, and then he ended up coming to us, I think, at 4, and he's got feet issue. It's a neurological thing, and so he's, you know, his feet, he always walks like he's paddling like a duck, but the second you hook him to a wagon, he's just a complete monster. But I acquired him from my brother. I've always wanted him, and Baker's Boy, you know, he's just, he's a horse that a lot of people, you know, might not like just because he's very, very high maintenance. But for a horse like him, like I said, he's been, I don't know how many Calgary's won with my brother, world titles, everything. And he's the horse behind me right now. He's just a machine. You know, he's kind of goofy, he's outgoing and everything, but he's a great addition to my team. And obviously with COVID, I haven't got to get him going, but I bought him in the fall of 2019. I started in the CPCA, and then I came over to the Worlds, and then I didn't make the runoff, so I went back to the CPCA. So it's actually been about 12, 13 years since I've been back up in GP, and obviously I'm happy to be back here. You know, it's a place that I've always liked. I grew up, you know, with Dad racing around all these shows, and I'm happy to be back here. And even myself, I didn't get, just had a baby, so I didn't get to make the tarp sale, but I got fortunate enough that Pinnacle Pickers, they bought me, and you know, I haven't got to meet them yet, but I think they're going to be great people, and hopefully I can have a good weekend for them, and maybe we'll be in that winner's circle.
I'll put Bob with legacy because design him feed off each other. Bob has less mouth because he doesn't have any. Yeah. So he doesn't.
And this horse don't have a ton of mouth.
Yeah. So he probably would be better with the other horse because the other one.
Do I turn out this? Don't turn anybody else.
Yeah, they just can go.
Turn out the top.
Oh, you got. What else do you need? You just gonna use your own bridle then, or your hood bridle? What do you want? What does
Buddy's sewing your that one harness. So if you want to borrow a harness.
Well, he's just got one strap to do.
Yeah. Him Raymond.
Look at that! Quick, cruiser.
Here, you go to that.
I know. I haven't bought him.
Here.
Magic. What did you need then, Kurt?
Horse design, nothing. We'll take it, or unless you have a bridle and a hood, we'll just take it.
Yeah, I do. What does he need?
A look stupid when you go out there with my colors on there because then people are like,
One harness.
You mean like you use my red one? Literally every day you use my red open box.
That's because he's got that mare six.
Look at the mirror.
It is. We had to make that fancy one for the mare. Bruce, take this.
Huh?
The four designs at this end, but. Brian's taping that. You look ridiculous. You just got tape doing that.
Brian's not going to show it to anybody.
That's going Facebook Live.
Facebook.
Yeah. This is how the new generation of drivers